Do you have dreams of keeping a book journal but struggle to keep up with it? Do you want to take notes while you read but cringe at the thought of annotating? If so, I might have a solution for you, and I'll share what that is in just a moment. But first, I want to say I am right there with you. I, for such a long time, have desperately wanted to keep a book journal, some kind of book journal. But I find myself incapable of keeping track of something as small as a journal. They just get lost around the house. I always know where my books are, the books that I'm currently reading, but every time I try to keep a book journal and keep it right alongside that book, they end up getting separated and I have no idea where the book journals go. I think there's some sort of gremlin out there who just really doesn't want me to keep a book journal. I also do annotate in my books, but I mostly just do very simple annotations. I do underlining, maybe a word here or there, stars and hearts, things like that. I do everything in pencil just in case I decide I want to give the book away. I can erase it and then feel in good conscience like I'm giving a nice clean book to somebody, and also they aren't going to see the inner workings of my mind as I'm reading, like what I found interesting. So I do annotate in the books that I read, but sometimes I want to take more extensive notes, especially about themes that I see that are occurring across the whole book, and I want to note somewhere kind of like the pages these things are happening, or just general thoughts that aren't specific to one page. Hence my desire to have a book journal where I write all these things down. So my initial solution for this was to keep a little index card in the books I'm reading so I could make notes on there on the index card. That kind of evolved to a folded piece of paper that I could just pull out, write all the notes I could ever want about a book just on that piece of paper that stays with the book. So there is no chance of it getting separated or lost. But then a new problem emerged from deep within my soul, and that was my desperate desire for pretty things. And the thing about journals is that they come in a lot of pretty colors. And so I find myself buying them because they're pretty and I want them. But I never write in them for very long because they get lost. I sought out on a quest to solve this problem, to find something pretty that would stay in the book so it couldn't get lost, like a pretty bookmark, but that had room on it for me to take notes. Where did I put it? My punchline. I've lost my punchline. Oh, found it. It was in the other room. Okay. I found the solution. Blank greeting cards. Right? Yeah, what did I want to say about blank greeting cards? Yeah. The perfect solution. There are endless examples of beautiful greeting cards out there that are blank. They come in little boxes and they fit so very nicely inside of your book, and you use it as a bookmark. So dual purpose, bookmark, and then you can take notes galore. See, this is a book from Milkweed Editions. This is Perma Read by Deborah Magpie Erling. It was one of the best books I read in 2022. If you're new here, hello. We talk about independent publishers and small presses on this channel, and Milkweed is one of my favorites. So, fantastic book, worthy of so many notes. And then, if you find yourself in the difficult position of having lots of thoughts about a book, all you do, you put some extra index cards. You slip them right inside the greeting card and put it right back in the book, and it's not going anywhere. Brilliant. If you want to take this a step further, like I do, of course, because I do like pretty things, you can match your greeting card to your book. I like to just like pull colors from the cover if possible into the greeting card itself. I'm not designing them, but I like to look for greeting cards that have like some element of the cover in the colors. And then it's even better than picking a pretty journal because you have one for each and every book if you so choose. Oops. I don't usually use index cards, actually. I don't have that much to say, and that's the problem with using index cards. But the solution to that problem that just happened is that you keep the envelope that the greeting card came in, and if you have extra index cards, you just put the card in the envelope and stick it in your book, and then nothing falls out. Then your index cards don't fall out. So I've been doing this for a couple years now. I don't do it for each and every book that I read. I do it for kind of the special books that I know I'm going to have a lot of thoughts on, or that have a pretty cover that match one of the cards I have. So right now I'm reading The Birthday Party, and this doesn't exactly match in color, but this is a scene in France, and this is a book that takes place in France. And so I just thought it was kind of cute. I've been collecting blank greeting cards, like little boxes of them when I see them here and there in shops. And I just love the ritual of it, of going, when I'm starting a fresh, brand new book, going to my book cart and picking out a greeting card that kind of maybe matches the cover a little bit of it. And it just feels so good. I love the ritual of that. I don't always have a ton to write in the greeting cards, but I like having the option. And sometimes instead of doing the index card trick, if I do have a ton to say, I'll just take kind of shorthand notes, and then I'll go into Notion at a later point and I'll make a full Notion page where I can write anything I want to my heart's content and type up quotes and things like that. So it's just nice to know that I will always have somewhere in the book, no matter where I take the book, I will have somewhere to write notes. It just is very reassuring. Two other unintended benefits that I didn't realize until I had been doing this for a little while are the note card always stays with the book. If I own the book, the greeting card is going to stay in the book. So if I want to refer back to any notes that I made, I don't have to go track down some journal where I kept notes on the book, which we've already learned I can't keep track of these journals anyway. I just go to the book and I can pull out the note card. I know that it's in there, and I can look at my notes. I can see, okay, what stood out to me when I read this book however long ago, and it's there in the book. Also, for library books, again, we know I can't manage to keep a journal and a book together. So that leaves you with limited options if you want to take notes while you're reading. You can't write in a library book. So, bonus, keep the greeting card in the library book, write your notes, give the library book back to the library, and you still have your notes. So I've started this tiny little file, this little archive of my note cards from my library books. So I have my notes from all my library books, and I can refer back to them at any time. So I want to show you my cards, where I keep my collection of cards at the top of my book cart. And then also maybe we could pick a few cards out for some books I have coming up that I'm going to be reading soon. We can do that together. So here's the top of my little book cart here. As you can see, I have my note cards here over on this side, and I pick them up from all over the place. I have cards from the art museum. These are some Matisse greeting cards. I have cards from, little shops like Paper Source and stuff. I've picked up cards from a stationery store that just opened in my neighborhood a little while ago. They have really pretty cards there. I've gotten card sets as gifts from my family also. Pretty succulents. I use those a lot. I got this set from my husband for Christmas, which is very sweet. I haven't emptied it out yet. Little Paris scenes. Slide them on in. And then the envelopes I also keep right up front here, along with some note cards, as you can see. So I keep the envelopes too, just in case I need them for extra note cards. But I also, I am a mom, so I have a kiddo and have lots of craft project plans to use up the envelopes because I know, I don't want these to go to waste. Yeah, so that's my note card collection right there. Let's drag this into the sunlight a little bit here, and we're going to pick some note cards for some books I'm going to read soon. Let's see how many of these we get through before I completely bore you to death. So these are books that I want to read soon. So some of these are from the long list of the Republic of Consciousness Prize for the US and Canada, which I am reading through right now. I've read 5 of the books so far. I have 5 left. Well, one I'm reading right now. So I have 4 that need bookmarks, that need greeting cards. I have the 2 books that I picked from my TBR game with my monkey assistant that need to get started, and so they need note cards. And then I have 2 books that I just bought from the bookstore the other day that need to be read soon. Let's start with the Republic of Consciousness Prize long list here. So we have 2 Sherpas by Sebastian Martinez Danielle. This is translated by Jennifer Croft, and this is published by Charco Press. This one's going to be fun. Oh, I kind of like that. This is from the Art Institute of Chicago. This is a Matisse painting, and I like how the vase matches kind of the color of the cover, but then the blue really contrasts it. That's pretty. I think that's what we're gonna do. Stick that right in there. Breaking and Entering by Dawn Gilmore. This is published by Biblioasis, which is a Canadian publisher. It doesn't quite match that peachy color on the cover. No, yeah, not the right blue. Ooh, Breaking and Entering, got a window. It's like not quite the right feel. I like how the fence matches the kind of wiring on the AC unit there, but I like the colors there. No, I think we're going bicycle. Bum, ba, ba. I need like creepy greeting cards. I'm sure that exists. Blueberries, that doesn't match the vibe. I like the colors together, but kind of like that. I also like that. Oh, ooh. Oh, that's very pokey. Ooh. I like the movement of the fibers there. Kind of like that. All right, we're gonna go with that for now. Sorry, did I say the name of the book? This is Lodgeman. It's by Ebru Ojen, and it's from City Lights Books. So we're still in the Republic of Consciousness Prize. Got one more book for that prize. This one's gonna be tricky because I don't have any black and white cards. So this is The Box. It's by Mandy Suzanne Wong, and this is published by Grey Wolf. I'm gonna do my pokey succulent for The Box. So that's the Republic of Consciousness Prize. We're gonna move on to my TBR books here. Okay, so we have Grief is a Thing with Feathers by Max Porter, and this is from Grey Wolf Press. Again, this was one of the ones kind of randomly chosen by my monkey assistant during my TBR game. I think I have some good yellowy options here. Yellow and gray. Ooh, oh, I like that a lot. That might have gone with The Box too. No, this is better. Oh, these succulents save me all the time. Grief is a Thing with Feathers is going to be another succulent card. If you have sources for really cool greeting cards, please send them my way because I need more. So then we have Feast by Ina Carino. It might be Ina Carino. I'm not sure. I need to look that up. This is a poetry collection, and this is published by Alice James Books. So I'm going for fruit. I'm going for fruit here because a lot of this is about food and not necessarily in a good way. Ooh, I like the apple. Oh, I've already picked a card for this one because I've already started reading it. I didn't even check. Okay, yeah, I had the same thought. I picked a pomegranate because that kind of feels feasty to me. This one has a pomegranate. So this is The Annual Banquet of the Gravediggers Guild. It's by Matthias Einaud, and it's translated by Frank Wynn, and this is published by New Directions. And I had one that I had kind of in mind for this one, didn't I? I think I'm seeing one that I dropped down here that I think might be fun with the yellow. Kind of like that contrast. But I also have a yellow, oh, no. This is another French book. So I was thinking something in France. There's this yellow heart. Not the yellow, not the right yellow. We're going contrast here. I like that yellow and that blue together. This last one is gonna be tricky, I think, maybe. So this is Swana in Love. It's by Jennifer Bell, and this is published by Akashic Books. And this just came out and it sounded great to me, so I picked it up. So this takes place in the 80s. I wish I had some more 80s vibes. No, absolutely not. Ooh. That kind of gives me a similar, and the colors aren't great together, but I think I like the way that echoes the little, what do they call it? Pointillism? Feels like pointillism. Yeah, I think we're gonna go with that. Awesome. Oh, we did it. So that's my quirky little habit. I know there are some of you who've mentioned to me that you like to match your bookmarks to the books you're reading, and I think that's amazing. I feel like this is kind of along those same lines. And even in one of my recent videos, Catherine from Enjoy Your Next Chapter mentioned that amazing practice of matching your bookmark to your book cover, which I think is very cool. If you are already an avid book journaler, you can ignore this or do with it what you will. Yeah, you've already achieved the greatest height of note-taking, maybe, in my mind at least. If you have any other cool book note-taking ideas, please share them in the comments below. I would love to hear how everybody else takes notes or takes no notes at all on the books that you read. Thank you so much for joining me. My name is Sarah, and I'll talk to you next time. Bye.